All right. The fear a lot of people have when it comes to them investing in apartment building or apartment flats is the question that runs through their mind that who owns the land? If there is a particular one plot and there are like 12 units of apartment there, 12 different owners, then who owns the land? So in this episode of Me the Property Guy, we will discuss about this particular concern. When it comes to apartment building, when you buy a flat, when you buy just a unit housing in a multi-story or a multi-family building, who actually will be the one that owns the land the building is sitting on. Now, in case you are coming across a video like this for the first time, welcome. My name is Rabiu Mustafa, and I'm the host here at Meet the Property Guy channel, and you are at the right place. This channel is set up, and this sixth year running, and what you do here primarily is to discuss real estate, to analyze the markets, to discuss the opportunities, to also expose you to the hard truths about the risk and scams currently in the Nigeria real estate space and the Lagos real estate space. Our mission is for you to invest here and be able to make money and instead of losing money majorly. So because we believe that if you invest and make money, you are going to invest more. All right. After watching this particular video, I will also suggest a couple of our other playlists. We have a playlist on land documents. If this is your first time here, we have a playlist on CFO. We have a playlist on property investor series. We have a playlist on real estate companies. So you can pick any of these playlists. We're also going to attach one at the end of this video for you to also learn more from the previous topics and previous episodes that I have done. If it's been 1 month, 1 year, 2 months, 3 months that you have been following us, have you subscribed yet? If you have not subscribed yet, this is another opportunity. We are inviting you once again. Kindly do subscribe to our channel. It's just going to take 5 seconds, just 5 seconds for you to click on the subscribe button and click on the bell button to turn on the notification, and that's it. And from now, anytime we are posting new content, posting new topics, you get notified and you don't miss any of them. It's going to mean a lot to me if you subscribe to our channel, really. All right. Now, apartment buildings. When we talk about apartment buildings in Lagos, there are several apartment buildings in Ikoyi. There are several apartment buildings in VI, Victoria Island. There are several apartment buildings in the Eco Atlantic. When we come to Lekki Phase 1, 2, around Dohati, around Admiralty, Folau Sibo, that loads of apartment building on 6 floors, 5 floors, also ongoing off the Freedom Way, inside Periwinkle, lots of apartment building also, the Canberra Advantage 4, Canberra Advantage 5, the Ambiance Heights, the Paragon Apartments, and Brizza and Amaz are also building something around off Freedom Way too. I go to Ikate too, either is a Legushi, or is Kusela, or is Shisco, or is Ilason. There are several apartment buildings also. I come to the mainland also around Alagomeji, Sabo. There's several apartment buildings on 3 floors, and then around Sulere, talk about Masha, Ikoyi, Tejosho, Joelegba, around Ogunlano. There are several apartment buildings. Ikeja GRA too, several apartment buildings too. So all these different apartment buildings and the returns are looking attractive. People are looking at the price 150 million, 250 million, 180 million. And the question that comes to their mind is, if I'm just owning just a unit on this apartment, who owns the land? Is it that after all of us bought this apartment and we paid the developer or paid whoever built it, is it the person that built the property? Is it the person, the developer, that still owns the land? So this is a question that is always in the mind of a lot of our investors. Some of them feel like, no, no, I can't put 200 million or I can't put 180 million, and then I'm not the owner of the land that is sitting on. All right. So for apartment buildings, if you are investing in a block of just a unit in a block of apartments, yes, you are not the owner of the land, because you are not the only one who owns everything, basically. Because if the apartment has 4 floors or 5 floors and there are 20 units of apartment there, then in lay terms, there is also like a possibility that we are going to have 20 different flat owners that own these different apartments. So then who owns the land? So first answer is not you. You don't own the land. The second answer is that it's not the developer or whoever built that property that also still owns the land. And the reason is the developer is definitely signing a deed of assignment or a deed of sublease with each flat owner. So the seller or the developer is already relinquishing all their rights that they have on that property, including the rights they have on the land also. So by signing that deed, either as a sublease or a deed of assignment, they don't have the right to that land anymore. So the developer or the seller is not also the owner of the land. You also are not the sole owner of the land. Please help me with the marker. So you also are not the sole owner of the land. Yeah. So you are not sole owner of the land. The developer is not owner. You own. So what you own? You own an equity of the land. So by investing or owning a unit or multiple units of apartments in that particular block, you at the same time simultaneously have an equity on the land the building is sitting on. So what that means is that if we have a 1,000 square meter land, there is a difference between square meter and square feet. In the US, they mostly use square feet. So here we use square meters. So if you have a 1,000 square meters land, and then we have 20 units of apartments sitting on that land, and then the apartments are all sold to 20 different owners. Nobody bought 2 units. Everybody bought just one unit. 20 different owners. Now, the 1,000 square meters right now have 20 equity owners. So if it's 100%, it simply means that each person that owns an apartment there owns 5% equity of the land value. So apart from you getting the apartment that you have there, getting the keys to the apartments and owning your own unit there, you indirectly also own 5% equity on the land that apartment is sitting on, because you are one of the 20 flat owners that own a unit of apartments that is sitting there. That's simply just how it works. You own the apartment that you buy, and that's why we have what we call an apartment survey. So as you buy the apartment, they'll do a survey plan that will show your own units, the size of your own units, and then this survey plan will also go with the deed of sublease or the deed of assignment, which you can use when you want to register your title. So the survey will not represent the land, the entire land, although they can also show the entire land and then show your own flat sitting, the space your own flat is sitting there, depending. So you own that flat, and then indirectly or directly, you also own an equity of the land the apartment is sitting on. So the percentage equity you are going to own on the land will depend on how many units in total were built on it. So it will depend on how many units in total that were built on it. So now, in the scenario where they want to now sell the entire building, the first thing is that everybody that owns a unit in that apartment must agree to the sale. That 1,000 square meters that contain the entire 20 units, if they want to sell that land, they want to sell the entire building, every flat owner must consent to the sale. Now, if 19 people consent to the sale and one person say, no, I'm not agreeing, I'm fine with my unit, you people cannot sell. If 15 people agree to the sale and then the five people disagree that no, you cannot sell, because that apartment, everyone is an equity. It's an equity owner of the land, and there's nothing like majority carry the vote. No, there's no majority. Everybody is everybody is equal. Everybody has an equal right to the land because everyone owns a unit of the apartment. So the equity of the land that everybody owns might now differ depending on the valuation of the property. Now, what I mean by this is, let's say on that 20 unit now, there are 3 beds, there are 2 beds, there are 1 bed. Because the 3 beds are going to be sold at a higher price than the 2 bed, and the 2 bed will be sold at a higher price than the 1 bed. Then the percentage equity that each of them owns is not the same. More so, the size this 3 bed is sitting on is also bigger than the size the 1 bed is sitting on. So these are the factors that will now determine that, okay, if we sell this entire building, this is the percentage that will be going to you. This is the percentage that will be going to you. This is the percentage that will be going to you, based on the size of your apartment that you own there. Nevertheless, even if it's studio flats, that's room self, that you own in that building, you are also an equity owner of the land that is sitting on. So the person that bought 3 bed cannot just say you are not important. You can still go on and say, who are the people that own the room self? No. Everybody is an equity owner of the land, primarily. Now, I know this may now be sounding like what's now the special advantage. The reality is Lagos buildings are going higher because land value is going higher. People cannot buy land at 200 million or 250 million and just do 1 story or do 2 story. It's not economical. It's not economically viable. It's not going to be economically affordable too for people that want to buy. So the Lagos airspace will be getting much more clumsier, with a lot of people going 4 floors, 3 floors, 6 floors, which means that apartment buildings are taking over. In another 6-7 years, if you want to buy a property in Lagos, you won't have a choice. The only thing you'll be able to buy is an apartment, at least within 7 years. So if you are still being reluctant that no, I can't do up to 200 million to buy an apartment, I don't own the land. If you come back 7 years, you are going to pay 3 times that amount, and it's still an apartment you are still going to buy, and you still will not even own the land too. So because the Lagos airspace is getting more and more clumsy, and now that's the only way people can go. People can only go vertical. They can only go vertical. So drive through Ikeja from Aromire to Adeniyi Jones to Allen to Okpebi to Ikeja GRA, 4 floors, 6 floors, 7 floors. Drive to Lekki 1 from Fola Osibo to Freedom Way to Lekki Gates. You know, it's the same thing. 6 floors, 7 floors. Down to Ikate, down to even Chevron. 5 floors, 6 floors. So everybody is going up. Everybody is going up higher. And that's because of the land value. So if you still want to invest in Lagos, particularly in the Lagos income producing assets, properties that you can use for short stays, properties that you can earn rentals from, is going to be an apartment. The same thing if you also want to invest in Lagos commercial real estate space. You want to invest in commercial shops or commercial malls. You are likely going to just buy a shop or buy a floor. You don't own the land. It's just that floor or that shop that you own. So you also are an equity owner of the land based on your shop size. Is everybody that own a unit of shop in that complex or in that mall that have an equity share in the land? So even if it's a developer that sold the place or just one individual that sold it, they cannot come back anytime and say, this building that we sold to you is just the building that we sold, though we not sell the land. It does not work that way. Nobody will sell. Real estate is not separable. If you are buying the land, you are buying everything on it. If you are buying the building, you are buying the land. So it's either you own 100% of the land or you own an equity in the land, depending on if it's that only that building that is sitting on it or there are also other buildings there. So whoever that is selling to you cannot separate it, that I'm selling only the land, though I'm not selling what the building on it, or I'm selling the building, I'm not selling the land on. No, it's not separable. So the developers or whoever that is building those malls, those high rises, those apartments cannot come back together that they want to demolish it. That is only the apartment that they sold, they not sold the land. No. Everybody that is buying the apartment, everybody that is buying the mall space, everybody that is buying the shop, they're directly also an equity owner of the land those buildings are sitting on. And the sellers, as well as the developers, are relinquishing both the right they have on the apartment and on the land to the new people. So that's how it works. So if your concern and your fear about apartment buildings are being about, I'm not going to own the land is not mine. No. Nobody's going to take up the land, take the land away from you. Nobody's going to tell you they want to take over your building because it's only the building that you bought. You bought the building and you are also directly an equity owner of the land. They cannot do anything on that entire building or on the land that you're sitting on without your own consent also. So if you have questions about this, you can drop a comment. My comment section is always open, and you can tell us what your fear is, you can tell what your concern is, or you can also share your experience about apartment building and what your fears are about them. Yeah, there are concerns about apartment building because if you are buying let's say maybe there are 3 units in a floor, it's only that your units you have control about. You really don't have much control about like the exterior of the building. Maybe the paint is getting is fading up or is peeling up. You really can't do anything. Everybody has to come together to do that one. If there's any structural defect on the building, everybody has to come together to do that one because the only thing you can control is just your own flats. That's why advisably I prefer, subject to my perspective, I prefer to go into apartment building that whoever that is building them will also be the one to manage them. And the reason is this: because they will be the one to manage them, they will not want to build rubbish. Because they know that if they build rubbish, they will be the one to suffer it. Because they are the one managing it. Because if they do not do a good foundation and the house is sinking, they are the one that will have to manage it. They are the one managing the apartment, they will have to find a solution to it. Or they not do very good electrical connections and then there is an electrical surge. They are the one that will solve it because they are the one managing the building. You know? They are the one managing the building. Or they not use very good plumbing pipes and then there's blockage or there is a spillage. They are the one that will face it because they are the one managing it. So because they are the one that is going to build and manage it, most times they are going to ensure that what they are going to build is durable, what they are building is scalable, and there will be very low cost of maintenance on what they are building. Because if there is high cost of maintenance on it, them that are the one managing it are also the one that are going to suffer it. So that's the system I've built to cover that place of ensuring that even if what you can control is just your own units, by buying from developers that are the one that are going to manage it, it ensures that they are going to build what's going to last, basically. All right, so you can drop your whatever review or whatever view or whatever perspective that you have. You can always drop it in the comment section. And if you are looking at an income producing asset in Lagos, even Abuja also, and you like to get something, you can first check out our Instagram page at Installment Homes NG. I always share the screenshot of our Instagram page in our videos. You can always check it out. See the current listings that we have. On the mainland, we have a couple of them. On the island, we have a couple of them around the Ibrahim Adesoya, Lekki Scheme 2, Abijo GRA. On the mainland, Ikeja, Jao, um, Allen, Anthony, Surulere, but very central location where you get very good bookings, very good um, monthly returns also. So we are available for that. You can also like just point out a couple of apartments and apartment buildings where you can just own and earn automatically. You do nothing, just all you just have to do is own it, that's it, and you earn basically. All right, so if you also would like to consult me on anything, you can also reach out to me on WhatsApp. You can just drop me a message first. I might be busy, so then you can just schedule a convenient time for both parties, and then we can look at how we can assist you or whatever we can assist you with. All right. So once again, yeah. Before you leave, just grant us 5 seconds to click on the subscribe button, and that 2 seconds to just click on the notification button, as I would definitely love it for you to be part of our channel. If you have subscribed already and you have turned on the notification button already, just give us another just 2 seconds to just click on the thumb like, and also click on the share button and share this content. Share it with your friends, share it on your WhatsApp, on your Telegram, on your Facebook. Get people to understand that, oh, if you are buying an apartment building, this is the legal document that back it up, this is the legal implications of it, this is what you own, this is what you don't own, and this is how it works basically. All right, once again, I still remain your normal property guy on the planet, your property advisor, property consultant, Rabi Mustafa. Thanks once again for watching our videos. I'll see you next time.